أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين.
Fusus al-Iman is a concise format of explanations related to Sahih Iman based on Tafsir Asadi and Irshad al-Asadi. This book series is named Fusus al-Iman, Bezels of Faith, with the intention that it may be used by the people as an anchor of Sahih Iman when sailing in the oceans of knowledge of Quran and Ahadith. For the students of Quran and Ahadith, Fusus al-Iman can act as a primer that will help them solidify their Iman and prepare them for facing the onslaught of deviant sects who misinterpret the Quranic verses and Ahadith to lead them away from Islam. Since Sahih Iman is the essential requirement of salvation in hereafter, it is important to have correct understanding of all issues related to Sahih Iman to become eligible for salvation. This book contains selected verses from the surah. The explanations of these verses will, insha'Allah, benefit all Muslims of the world in protecting their Iman.
ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء ولكن لا تشعرون.
Translation: And say not of those who are killed in Allah's cause, they are dead. Rather, they are alive, but you are not aware. Explanation: Some people say that the above verse is only for those who were martyred in wars. It is not a correct understanding. The verse says, those who die in Allah's cause. They should read the life histories of Sahaba, Imams, Awliya Allah and Shuyukh of Ihsan. How hard they trained themselves, how painstakingly they took care of tazkiyah nafs of their people, how they faced hardships in spreading Sahih Iman in the world, and how they fought with their adversaries in humans, jinns and shayateen in difficult circumstances. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ described tazkiyah nafs as a bigger jihad than fighting the enemy on the battlefield. It is in hadith. Once returning from a war, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "We are returning from jihad-e-asgar, smaller jihad, that is war, towards jihad-e-akbar, tazkiyah nafs, that is bigger jihad." Rad al-Mukhtar, Kitab al-Jihad, 3rd edition, page 237. Thus, all pious Muslims and awliya Allah are surely included under the ambience of above Quranic verse and similar other verses. It is in Quran, what is the life of this world but amusement and play? But verily the home in the hereafter, that is life indeed, if they but knew. Al-Ankabut, 64. The above verse describes the life after death as the real life. In the life after death, all our faculties of seeing, listening, talking, etc. function more efficiently than they function during our lives in this world. It is in Quran. So Saleh alayhi salam left them saying, "O my people, I did indeed convey to you the message for which I was sent by my Lord. I gave you good counsel, but you do not like good counselors." Al-Araf 79. It is in Quran. So Shuaib alayhi salam left them saying, "O my people, I did indeed convey to you the messages for which I was sent by my Lord. I gave you good counsel, but how shall I lament over a people who refuse to believe?" Al-Araf 93. The above verses testify that both Saleh and Shuaib alayhi salam addressed their nations who had already perished. They addressed them, "O my people." This confirms the fact that calling Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is as per the commandments of Quran. It is in Hadith. Ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrated that Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed by some graves of Medina, turned his face towards them and said, "Peace be on you, O people of the graves. May Allah forgive us and you. You have gone before us and we are to follow." Tirmidhi. Salutation is done to the living who can hear and reply back. Facts about the life after death. It is important to know that the life after death is not related with our dead physical bodies. For general people, these bodies are decomposed gradually and become part of earth. Therefore, life cannot be associated with these bodies. The 7 basic attributes of human beings, that is, life, knowledge, seeing, hearing, speech, power, and intention, are a gift of Allah to us. These faculties remain active with us in this world as well as in the life after death. Wherever we live, our bodies should be able to survive in that environment. Our physical world is made up of matter, therefore our bodies are also made up of matter. When we die and get transferred to the life after death, this body becomes useless for that world as a specific body is required to survive in that world. Therefore, our physical bodies are buried in earth, and for general sinful Muslims, these bodies get decomposed and become part of earth. Our life in the life after death is associated with another body suitable for that world. However, one thing remains common. Our appearance remains more or less the same in both the worlds, meaning we look in the other similar to what we looked in this world. Whether we are associated with the physical body or this world or the body of the life after death, our attributes, that is, life, knowledge, seeing, hearing, speech, power, and intention remains with us. It is important to note that all the above faculties are associated with ourself, which is non-corporeal. They look like associated with our physical bodies because we are required to live in these bodies in this world. Once we are dead and transferred to the life after death, all traces of life of our physical body disappear. Thus, it has to be buried hurriedly into the earth before it gets decomposed. Whether the dead person is good or bad, Muslim or non-Muslim, after death, he gets transferred to the world after death for all practical purposes. Whether he is subjected to torment or recompense, everything related to him is done in world after death only. The torment, azab or recompense, thawab, in the world after death is associated with the new body given to the people when they die. Even in hell also, when the given body is burned, a new body gets associated with the person and the torment continues unabated. The torment of grave mentioned in a hadith is also not associated with the mud grave where our physical dead bodies are buried. Mud grave is used only for decomposition of our physical bodies that were provided to us in this world. However, the place of burial becomes the place of connection for the dead people with our physical world. The people who are dead can broadly be divided into the following 5 categories. First, non-Muslims and Muslim sects who fail test. Second, sinful Muslims who could not answer the questions of grave properly. Third, general Muslims who passed the test. Fourth, Salihin and good Muslims who passed the test. And fifth, Awliya Allah and Shuyukh of Ihsan. First, non-Muslims and deviant sects who fail the test. People who do not have correct Islamic faith are treated as non-Muslims or hypocrites. The followers of deviant sects should not be under any illusion in this context. It is important for them to realize the facts and come back to the right path before their deaths. Deviant sects are further divided into hundreds of groups and everyone considers themselves as belonging to the Firqa-e-Najiyah, the group who will get salvation. How could this be possible? Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, out of the 73 sects, only one will enter paradise and the rest will be thrown in hell. They are identified by the angels who conduct the test of grave. After the test, non-Muslims, hypocrites, and the people who follow outrageous beliefs in the name of Islam are put to unending torment which continues till the resurrection and beyond, and there is no hope of salvation for these people. It is in Quran. Indeed, hypocrites will be in the lowest depth of the hellfire, and you, O Prophet ﷺ, will not find any helper for them. An-Nisa 145. Some non-Muslims' bodies are burned by their relatives after their death. Some people die in oceans where their bodies are eaten by fishes and sea mammals. Since physical bodies have no role in the world after death, the punishment or otherwise of these dead people is given to the new bodies provided to them at the time of their death. Second, sinful Muslims. If the angels decide after the question-answer session that the sinful Muslim has to be subjected to torment for his crimes, he is punished in a special locked-up room in the world after death. This room has a connection from our world at the place where he was buried. This is the reason that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ placed green leaves of date palm trees on 2 graves and said that as long as these are green, these will be doing Allah's zikr, and with this zikr, the torment of the dead people is expected to reduce. It is in hadith narrated Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the Prophet ﷺ once passed by 2 graves and said, "These 2 persons are being punished not for a major sin. One of them never saved himself from being soiled with his urine, while the other used to go about with calumnies to make enmity between friends." The Prophet ﷺ then took a green leaf of a date palm tree, split it into pieces and fixed one on each grave. They said, "O Allah's Apostle ﷺ, why have you done so?" He replied, "I hope that their punishment might be lessened till these, the pieces of the leaf, become dry." The above hadith establishes the fact that seeing of punishment of grave is sunnah, and many awliya Allah are provided with spiritual vision with which they see it as per the sunnah, place green leaves or fresh flowers on the graves and alleviate the torment. Thus, placing of fresh green leaves and fresh flowers on the graves by Muslims is sunnah. Whoever goes to the grave of the dead and recites Quran there and prays Allah to extend benefit of the recompense of the recitation of Quran to the dead people, it helps the dead tremendously. It is expected that his punishment will be reduced from our repeated visits to the grave and recitation of Quran there. Even if the dead man has passed the test and is in good condition in the world after death, our recitation of Quran for recompense, Isal Thawab, helps him to get additional rewards. We can recite Quran in our homes as well and pray Allah to have mercy on our dead relatives. We can feed the poor and do so many other things of charity for the sake of our dead relatives. The Fatiha and feeding of poor we do on many occasions during the year, like on Miladun Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and death anniversaries and Fatiha of Awliya Allah, help our needy dead relatives and other Muslims tremendously in the world after death. There are many categories of sinful people. The torment in the world after death is given to them as per the severity of the sins in this world. After some time, these torments are stopped and these people are allowed to sleep peacefully till the day of resurrection. Third, Muslims who qualify in the test of grave. An average Muslim who passes the test is provided with a special room in world after death which has a window of Jannah opened for him or her, from where he or she gets cool breeze. The window looks like a powerful air conditioner blowing cool, mildly perfumed, refreshing breeze. He is allowed to sleep on a special comfortable bed till resurrection. He will get up from his sleep on the day of resurrection. The sleeping Muslims do have a connection with our world at the place of their burial. When we go to the graves of the dead who are sleeping, they hardly notice us. However, they get to know that someone has visited them from the world. Our visits to their graves are like knock at their doors. They listen to the knock but hardly talk to us. Fourth, good Muslims and Salihin. A good Muslim who passes the test is not required to sleep. He is provided with good housing and food in the world after death. They are free men and women. When we visit the graves of such people, they listen to our salams, reply to the salutation. They listen to whatever is told to them. It is just like visiting some of our relatives in this world. It is in hadith. Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrated that Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed by some graves of Medina and turned his face towards them and said, "Peace be on you, O people of the graves. May Allah forgive us and you. You have gone before us and we are to follow." Tirmidhi. If one salutes a dead person he knows, says Assalamu alaikum while passing by his grave, the dead person responds to his salutation and recognizes him. If one salutes a dead person he does not know while passing by his grave, the dead person responds to his salutation. The problem is we cannot see them. They do see us and listen to whatever is told to them. Whether you tell them by mouth or think in your heart, they listen to it and understand it. The rules of listening and talking in the world after death are completely different from our world. They are free people. Allah's mercy is on them in abundance. Allah had promised them during their lifetimes of a good and comfortable life after death. Fifth, Awliya Allah and Shuyukh of Ihsan. Awliya Allah and Shuyukh of Ihsan, after their question or answer session, receive exceptional welcome, ovation, and princely treatment in the world after death. They enjoy the life of comforts after their deaths. They pray 5 times salah, keep fast as we do during Ramadan. It is in hadith, Allah's Apostle ﷺ said, Allah has declared it forbidden for the earth to eat the bodies of the prophets. So the prophets are living and they regularly receive their sustenance. Ibn Majah, Abu Dawud, Nasai, Ahmad, Darimi, Ibn Khuzaymah, Ibn Abi Shaybah, Hakim, Bayhaqi, etc. It is in hadith, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, the prophets are alive and they pray in their graves. Al-Mundiri and Bayhaqi classified it as Sahih. It is in hadith, it is narrated on the authority of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu that Apostle of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I found myself in Hijr and the Quraysh were asking me about my night journey, Miraj. I was asked about things pertaining to Bayt al-Maqdis which I could not preserve in my mind. I was very much vexed, so vexed as I had never been before. Then Allah raised it, Bayt al-Maqdis, before my eyes. I looked towards it and I gave them the information about whatever they questioned me. I also saw myself among the group of apostles. I saw Musa alayhi salam busy in prayer and found him to be a well-built man, as if he was a man of the tribe of Shanua. I saw Isa ibn Maryam alayhi salam offering prayer. Of all of men, he had the closest resemblance with Urwa bin Masud al-Taqawi radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. I saw Ibrahim alayhi salam offering prayer. He had the closest resemblance with your companion, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself among people. When the time of prayer came, I led them in prayer. When I completed the prayer, someone said, Here is Malik, the keeper of the hell. Pay him salutations. I turned to him, but he preceded me in salutation. Sahih Muslim, Book 1, Hadith 337. In the world after death, people celebrate Eids as we do. Milad al-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is also celebrated in a very grand scale. Birthdays of some other prophets are also celebrated by the people there. It is in Quran, say, O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for Allah's mercy and beneficence, O believers, you celebrate the happiness. Yunus 58. It is a known fact that people in world after death live in communities just like us. It is in Hadith, Jabir bin Abdullah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrates, Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when any one of you shrouds his brother, he should shroud him well. Part of Hadith. Sahih Muslim, Book 004, Hadith 2058. It is in Hadith, Abu Qatada radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when you are a custodian of any dead, give them a fine shroud, because they, the dead believers, visit one another place and meet one another. Tirmidhi, Ibn Majah, Bayhaqi. When you live in a community, you will definitely celebrate happiness together on the occasions of Eid, Milad al-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and other happy occasions. It is a big world out there which is hidden from the physical eyes of people. Awliya Allah, Shuyukh of Ihsan, Salihin are joined by their spouses, kids, murideen, followers around them in the world after death. It is in Quran, we shall unite the believers with those descendants of theirs who followed them in their faith, and shall not deny them any part of the reward for their good deeds. At-Tur 21. The world after death is a prelude, preface to paradise or hell. The pious gets rewards and the guilty gets the punishment. It is in Quran, every person is pledged to what he did. At-Tur 21. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is the head of world after death, and he was the apostle of this world during his lifetime. As a matter of fact, he is the head of all the worlds in this cosmos, including our world and the world after death. It is in Quran, O Prophet ﷺ, we have not sent you except for mercy upon all the worlds. Al-Anbiya 107. It is in Quran, O Prophet ﷺ, truly we have sent you as a witness, a bearer of glad tidings and warner for the entire cosmos, and as one who invites to Allah's grace by His consent, and as a lamp spreading light into the whole cosmos. Al-Ahzab 45-46. Everything in world after death is done under the direct supervision of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is a detailed setup of spiritual administration of this cosmos, including our world and the world after death. The details about our physical world, the world after death and beyond are available in black and white in Quran and Hadith. It is important that people read Quran and Hadith in the company of a true Sheikh of Ihsan. If your spiritual vision is open, you can see many of these details. It is in Quran, the one who is blind in spiritual vision in this world will be blind in hereafter. Isra 72. The physical bodies of awliya Allah are generally protected. They do not get decomposed in graves. Their bodies remain fresh till the day of resurrection. It is in Hadith, narrated Jabir radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when the time of the battle of Uhud approached, my father called me at night and said, I think that I will be the first among the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to be martyred. I do not leave anyone after me dearer to me than you, except Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I owe some debt, and you should repay it and treat your sisters favorably. So in the morning he was the first to be martyred and was buried along with another martyr. I did not like to leave him with the other martyr, so I took him out of the grave after 6 months of his burial, and he was in the same condition as he was on the day of burial, except a slight change near his ear. Bukhari, Book 23, Hadith 434. It is in Hadith, narrated Urwa radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when the wall fell on them on graves during the caliphate of Al-Walid bin Abdul Malik, the people started repairing it, and a foot appeared to them. The people got scared and thought that it was the foot of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No one could be found who could tell them about it till I, Urwa, said to them, By Allah, this is not the foot of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but it is the foot of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Bukhari, Book 23, Hadith 474. It is in Hadith, Yahya radiallahu ta'ala anhu related to me from Malik from Abd ar-Rahman ibn Abi Sasaka, that he had heard that Amr ibn al-Jamu al-Ansari radiallahu ta'ala anhu and Abdullah ibn Umar al-Ansari radiallahu ta'ala anhu, both of the tribe of Banu Salami, had their grave uncovered by a flood. Their grave was part of what was left after the flood. They were in the same grave, and they were among those martyred at Uhud. They were dug up so that they might be moved. They were found unchanged. It was as if they had died only the day before. One of them had been wounded, and he had put his hand over his wound, and had been buried like that. His hand was pulled away from his wound and released, and it returned to where it had been. It was 46 years between Uhud and the day they were dug up. Malik radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, There is no harm in burying 2 or 3 men in the same grave due to necessity. The oldest one is put next to the Qibla. Muwatta, Book number 21.
وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ.
Translation: And we will surely test you with some fear and hunger, and with dearth of wealth, lives and crops, and give glad tidings to those who patiently endure. Explanation: What is trial or test? If someone has trust and confidence in Allah, then He provides him from the resources that are not known to him. Similarly, the one who has absolute trust in Allah, all his requirements are fulfilled by the Almighty. Whatever his heart wishes, Allah accomplishes it. When servant's thoughts are upright, and his trust in Allah is strong, and he is obedient in taking care of his responsibilities and is firm on performance of imperatives, then Allah's exclusive mercy turns towards him to make him eligible for more rewards in both the worlds. For this purpose, certain difficulties arise in his life. The whole world becomes enemy, and he gets subjected to diseases and emergencies. Penury comes from one side and diseases from another. This state is very unpalatable, but those who stay patient get hugely rewarded in both the worlds. It is in Quran. Certainly, Allah is with the people who have patience. Al-Baqarah 153. To keep the heart and thoughts balanced during this period is the work of the courageous people of Allah. It is in Quran. Allah loves those who have patience. Ali Imran 146. And when the servant bears difficulties and feels no burden on his heart in accepting the commandments of Allah and acts upon it willingly, without any resistance whatsoever, it is known as acceptance, taslim. When the servant gets used to enduring troubles and it becomes easier for him to act upon the commandments of Allah, rather, he starts enjoying his tolerance on afflictions, he reaches to a state known as acquiescence, rida. It is in Quran. Allah's approval is indeed a very big thing. At-Tawbah 72.
إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله فمن حج البيت أو اعتمر فلا جناح عليه أن يطوف بهما ومن تطوع خيرا فإن الله شاكر عليم.
Translation. Indeed, As-Safa and Al-Marwa are among the symbols of Allah. So whoever makes Hajj to the house or performs Umrah, there is no blame upon him for walking between them. And whoever volunteers good, then indeed Allah is appreciative and knowing. Explanation. During Hajj and Umrah, Muslims are required to walk swiftly 7 times between Safa and Marwa, hilltops close by Kaaba. It is a compulsory ritual of Hajj and Umrah. As-Safa and Al-Marwa are described in this verse as symbols and markings of Allah, meaning when we look at them, we remember Allah. The run between the middle portion of Safa and Marwa is actually related with Hajira alayhi salam, the mother of Hadrat Ismail alayhi salam. She ran back and forth 7 times between these 2 hillocks in search of help when her infant son was suffering from immense thirst. Earlier, fulfilling the commandment of Allah, Prophet Ibrahim a.s. had left her with their infant son Ismail a.s. in a barren land. It is in Hadith. Ibn Abbas said, Prophet Ibrahim a.s. brought Hajira a.s., his wife, and their infant son Ismail a.s., whom she was still nursing, and left them at the site of the house of Allah under a tree above Zamzam. Makkah at that time was a place where there was neither water nor any dweller. He left a bag of dates and a container of water for them. Then Ibrahim a.s. turned to go away. Hajira a.s. said to him, O Ibrahim a.s., where are you going and who are you leaving us to in this valley without a companion or a thing? She repeated this several times, but he did not respond. At last she asked him, Has Allah commanded you to do so? He answered, Yes. Thereupon she said, Then He will not let us perish. Bukhari. After leaving the infant son and his mother, Ibrahim a.s. left, and when he reached a mountain pass where he could no longer see them, he turned his face towards the Kaaba and with his hands raised supplicated. It is in Quran, O our Lord, I have made of my offspring to dwell in a valley without cultivation by your sacred house, in order, our Lord, that they may establish regular prayer. So fill the hearts of some among men with love towards them and feed them with fruits so that they may give thanks. Ibrahim 37. It is in Hadith. After Ibrahim a.s. left, Hajira a.s. sat under the tree with infant Ismail a.s. on her lap. She drank from the water container until it was over. Soon her milk dried out. Her son grew hungry. She could hardly bear to look at him. She went and stood at nearby hill top Safa and looked down the valley for help. She could see no one. She came down, ran through the valley and reached another hilltop, Marwa. She stood at Marwa and looked, but found nothing. She repeated this 7 times. Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, It is to commemorate this walk that pilgrims walk between Safa and Marwa. Bukhari. Then Hajira a.s. found Ismail a.s. with a miracle at his feet. She saw water gushing out from the ground. She called it Zamzam. Both mother and son drank from it and regained their strength. It is reported that Quraysh had kept many idols between Safa and Marwa in their time of illiteracy. When Makkah was conquered, all those idols were removed from this place, and Sa'i for Hajj and Umrah was restored.
إن الذين يكتمون ما أنزلنا من البينات والهدى من بعد ما بيناه للناس في الكتاب أولئك يلعنهم الله ويلعنهم اللاعنون.
Translation: Those who conceal the clear signs and guidance we have sent down after we have made it clear to people in the book, Allah curses them, and they are also cursed by them who fall victim of this curse. Explanation: What is the meaning of curse by Allah? It means to be expelled and banished from the mercy of Allah. The word curse has appeared 41 times in Quran. When curse is mentioned in relation to punishment, it reflects expulsion from Allah's mercy accompanied by His anger and wrath. During Prophet ﷺ's time, the people of the scripture hid clear proofs revealed in their books, confirming the authenticity of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. This type of concealment has bred evil and mischief among people for generations, because every time a person or a group is misguided due to the omitted facts, and every time a conflict occurs as a result of what was concealed, the people who conceal the facts become liable for Allah's curse again and again and again, till the day of resurrection. The punishment of being expelled from Allah's mercy is not limited to the people of the book or the non-believers. It is equally applicable to the scholars and inventors of deviant sects among Muslims. They concealed the truth and misled people and became founders of deviant sects. What is the meaning of Allah curses them and they are also cursed by them who fall victim to this curse? It means that they are cursed by human beings and other creations as well. The scholars of deviant sects and their founders and the rulers who conceal the truth from their followers will be exposed on the day of judgment in front of their followers. These deceivers will be brought in front of the entire humanity. At that time, their followers and the entire humanity and angels will curse them for misleading people, inventing a new sect, and becoming cause of punishment for their followers. It is in Quran, Allah will say, "Join the communities of jinn and humans who have gone before you into the fire." Every community curses its fellow community as it enters. Then, when they are all gathered inside, the last of them will say of the first, "Our Lord, it was they who led us astray. Give them double punishment in the fire." God says, "Every one of you will have double punishment, though you do not know it." Al-Araf 38.
إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار والفلك التي تجري في البحر بما ينفع الناس والفلك التي تجري في البحر بما ينفع الناس وما أنزل الله من السماء من ماء فأحيا به الأرض بعد موتها وبث فيها من كل دابة وتصريف الرياح والسحاب المسخر بين السماء والأرض والسحاب المسخر بين السماء السماء والأرض لآيات لقوم يعقلون.
Translation: In the creation of the heavens and earth, in the alternation of night and day, in the ships that sail the seas with goods for the benefit of people, in the water which Allah sends down from the sky to give life to the earth when it has been barren, scattering all kinds of creatures over it, in the changing of the winds and clouds that run their appointed courses between the sky and earth, there are signs for those who use their minds. Explanation: Allah is explaining to us that everything in this cosmos has a special significance and purpose, and all these things are His signs. But who can recognize them? Allah says that people who use their minds can recognize them. How do we use our minds to recognize these signs? Let us discuss it in a little detail. There are 5 internal faculties of our brain that help in processing the information and restoring it for future use. They are: first, common sense; second, incredulity, doubt; third, imagination; fourth, notion, thought; and fifth, memory. Common sense is the processor that analyzes the information in the following 2 ways. A. If the information is coming from outside through our external senses like eyes, touch, taste, etc., the process is called as incredulity, doubt. B. If the information is coming from inside, the process is called imagination. There are 2 drives or reservoirs in our brain where processed information is dumped for future use. These are notion, thought, and memory. When we look at an outside picture, the common sense studies it and separates meanings from the apparent picture. For example, when we look at a tiger, our common sense separates the meaning powerful from tiger's picture, and the information analyzed is tiger is powerful. The process of separating meanings from outside picture in the common sense is known as the process of incredulity, doubt. Why this process is called incredulity, doubtful? Because drawing of meanings by individual men and women could be right or wrong depending upon their knowledge or ignorance about facts of things. Like, a person is looking at a handmade idol. His common sense is analyzing the picture and drawing the meanings that the idol is his god. Another person is looking at the same idol and his common sense is drawing the meaning that the idol is a statue of mud or metal made by a human being which does not have life and power even to move on its own. When we move our attention away from the outside thing, the picture goes into the notional reservoir and its meanings go into our memory. After some time, when we draw our attention back on that thing, its picture comes out of the notional reservoir and its meaning come out of our memory, and together they become visible in our common sense. Imagination is also the name of the process of our common sense. In imagination, the thing does not come from outside, it comes from our mind. People belonging to all religions, all regions and ethnic background are basically reasonable, and when they are explained issues in the light of facts and logic, they will understand it. It will not take much time for them to find the right path of their creator. It is their scholars and leaders who have concocted stories and convinced them to believe in them. Like someone among the early religious elderly, among idol worshippers, imagined a face or form consisting of head of an elephant over a human body. They imagined the shape to be knowledgeable and eloquent. They gave a name to this form, Ganesha, and brought it out in the world in the shape of an idol which has a long trunk and a big belly, and convinced their followers that this is their god. Gradually, it became a popular Hindu idol god. Similarly, when some religious elderly among idol worshippers looked at cow, they associated motherhood with it as people drink its milk. They also drew the meaning of sacredness with cow and considered cow as divine and started worshipping it. It is in Quran, and we specified 40 nights from Musa alayhi salam, and then while he was away, you started worshipping the calf, and you surely were wrongdoers in that worship. Al-Baqarah 51. In the same way, some religious elderly among idol worshippers imagined about the beginning of life. They could not understand it as to when life began on planet Earth. Their imagination rested on penis They imagined it to be sacred and divine. They made an idol of human penis and started worshipping it. Their followers followed them in this worship. They are known as people of Lingayat. Needless to say that all idol gods and deities worshipped in the world in human history have originated from the imagination of different people. This was the reason there were 360 idols placed in and around Kaaba, and their number was increasing all the time. When Christians looked at the miraculous birth of Isa alayhi salam, they could not understand it, and there was no male intervention in his birth. Their common sense concluded that he is the son of God. Astaghfirullah. If they had used their minds and pondered over the facts of things and sought Allah's guidance, they would have realized that as Adam alayhi salam was born without biological father and mother, it is possible that Isa alayhi salam can come into this world without a biological father. Some Muslim sects like Salafis and their like-minded groups read certain metaphorical verses, ayat-e mutashabbihat of Quran, and misinterpret them on the basis of their textual meanings and claim that, na'uz-billah, Allah is a huge planetary idol god who has a physical body like humans and is sitting over the skies. They worship the sky idol god 5 times a day during their salah. If they had studied Quran and a hadith in the guidance of sheikhs of Ihsan who are true Islamic monotheists and pondered over the creation of this cosmos and sought Allah's guidance, they would have understood the facts of things in this cosmos. All animals they sacrifice is in the name of the sky idol god, and all their prayer and supplications are made to the sky god. How do we escape from the clutches of misleading people in power and their associate corrupt scholars on earth? The only way is to turn our attention towards our Creator and seek His protection or guidance. Supplicate to the One who has created you and ask for His help to find you His path. He will show you His path. Remember, there is only one God who is the creator of this cosmos. He does not have any partners. Divinity only rests in Him. Other than Him is spurious. It is in Quran. Had there been within the skies and earth gods besides Allah, they both would have been ruined. So exalted is Allah, Lord of the throne, above what they describe. Al-Anbiya 22. Quran is the only book that has not been altered since its descent. How can it be possible without the intervention of God? It is in Quran. We, Allah, have descended Quran and we only will preserve it. Al-Hijr 9. Allah has challenged the entire humanity and jinns many a time in Quran that if they doubt in Quran, they should bring a surah like that of Quran. Since the word of Allah and the word of His creature cannot be equated, this challenge remains unfulfilled and will remain so till the day of resurrection. It is in Quran. If you doubt in this Quran, which has been sent down on our chosen servant, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then bring a chapter like it and call all your helpers other than Allah if you are truthful. Al-Baqarah 23. It is important that every human being on planet Earth belonging to any faith, region and ethnic background read this book, the Quran, carefully. Your sincere reading and supplications to your Creator in showing His path will surely lead you to His path. It is also important that you find a sincere teacher to explain you the meanings of the Quran. Supplicate to your Creator to find you a teacher in this context.
وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَتَّخِذُ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ أَندَادًا يُحِبُّونَهُمْ كَحُبِّ اللَّهِ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ وَلَوْ يَرَى الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا إِذْ يَرَوْنَ الْعَذَابَ أَنَّ الْقُوَّةَ لِلَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعَذَابِ.
Translation. Yet there are among humankind those who take to themselves objects of worship as rivals to Allah, loving them with a love like that which is the due of Allah only. while those who truly believe are firmer in their love of Allah. If only those who do this wrong could see, as they will see when they behold the punishment, that the power altogether belongs to Allah and that Allah is severe in punishment. Explanation. For many people, creatures are real and God is notional, a thing in thought. They associate divinity with certain creatures, forms and shapes, and concoct false stories about these man-made gods and go astray. It is in Quran, transcendent, magnificent is your Lord, the Lord of all greatness, far above what they ascribe to Him. As-Saffat 180. It is in Hadith, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, Allah was a hidden treasure. Then He wanted to be known. Therefore, He created this cosmos. Everything in this cosmos, from the invisible microorganism to the huge stars, including human beings, have been drawn from His being, existence. It is in Quran, Allah is the light, existence of heavens and earth. An-Nur 35. It is in Quran, Allah is the first and the last. He is the manifest, apparent, and the immanent, hidden, but actually present throughout the material world. And He knows about all the things. Al-Hadid 3. The source of all creation is Allah, who is also the source of our existence. This is denoted in Islamic creedal testimony, Shahada, Kalima Tayyaba. There is no real God but Allah, and Muhammad ﷺ is the apostle of Allah. True Muslims are knowledgeable. They are aware of the facts of things in this cosmos. They look at everything and deal with it as per its exigency, necessity, but their common sense does not stay with visible things. It reaches to the source, Allah.
إذ تبرأ الذين اتبعوا من الذين اتبعوا ورأوا العذاب وتقطعت بهم الأسباب.
Translation. When those who have been following disown their followers, when they all see the suffering, when all bonds between them are severed. Explanation. The people in power, corrupt scholars, and the founders of deviant sects who are followed by many people will disassociate themselves from all their followers on the day of judgment. Even Satan will disassociate himself from everyone who fell victim to his insinuation and led a rebellious life in his company. It is in Quran. When everything has been decided, Satan will say, Allah gave you a true promise. I too made promises, but they were all false. I had no power over you except to call you, and you responded to my call. So do not blame me. Blame yourselves. I cannot help you, nor can you help me. In front of Allah, I deny your association with me in your lives. Allah says, a bitter torment awaits such wrongdoers. Ibrahim 22. The kings, the politicians in power, the misleading scholars, and even Satan will not be able to save their followers. Each of them will want nothing to do with the other. Everyone will be confined to what they have earned. It is important to note that Satan and the people in power or corrupt scholars do not have the authority to compel any person to do anything he or she does not want to do. In fact, no one has any power or authority over any human being whatsoever. The absolute authority rests in Allah, and Allah has given freedom of action to all His servants. And in this freedom, no one has the power to make you do things forcefully. If a tyrant king makes you do things as per his evil whims, and you are subjected to torture, if Allah wills, He would reward you freedom in this life. And if you die, you will get bountiful rewards in hereafter. What actually happens in most of the cases is, Satan, evil rulers, and corrupt scholars mislead people by their convincing skills and by providing some worldly benefits like money. They will also warn people, and if they do not follow their advice, they may lose worldly comforts. It is in Quran. Satan threatens you with poverty and convinces you for immorality, while Allah promises you forgiveness from Him and bounty. And Allah is all-encompassing and knowing. Al-Baqarah 268. Satan and his associate scholars make people act voluntarily as per their whims. This is known as the convincing power. But as Allah has said repeatedly in His book, those who follow Satan or his associates are the ones who already have an inclination and desire to act evil in their hearts. This is the reason they start following evil. But those who believe in their Lord do not fall victims to Satan or his associates. It is in Quran, surely he has no authority over those who believe and rely on their Lord. An-Nahl 99. This is the reason on the day of judgment, Satan and his associates will abandon their followers. Satan will confess that all he could do was to call people for sin. Whoever responded to this call has only himself or herself to blame.
وقال الذين اتبعوا لو أن لنا كرة فنتبرأ منهم كما تبرؤوا منا كذلك يريهم الله أعمالهم حسرات عليهم وما هم بخارجين من النار.
Translation. And when the followers will say, if only we could have another chance at life, we would disown them as they disowned us. Thus shall Allah show them their deeds as regrets for themselves, and they shall never be able to leave the fire. Explanation. When the relationships of the followers will be cut off from their scholars, what will be left is only regret. They will cry, asking for one more chance to go back to the world, but their request to return to this world for another try will not be granted. The regret will not save them from hellfire. It is in Quran, O people, be mindful of your Lord and fear a day when no parent will avail their child, nor a child avail their parent in any way. Allah's promise is true, so do not let the present life delude you, nor let the deceiver delude you about Allah. Luqman 33.
صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم.